All right. Good day, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning. Greetings based on your time zone, wherever you're joining us from. So we are starting another master today, and we are having two master classes today, but this is the first. So after this, we transit into the next. Well, I will maybe just give us a 10 minutes or 15 minutes break, yes, in between before we start the second class. There's going to be a stretch. Okay, so welcome once again from where you're joining from. You can also do well to call your friends or other people who register together. Maybe they are not here, so just notify them that we are live now. We should be here. So today we are going to be discussing learning about introduction to precision agriculture, and the convener or vision lead at Precision Feed Academy, person of Mr. Femi Adekoya, he happens to be the speaker, so he's going to be taking us through that section. But before that, I mentioned yesterday that people asking about the courses, like how are they going to find their way through the course, be able to attempt it, because maybe they are new to the platform. So I decided to do something like a digital walkthrough, so just to take you through the website and how you are going to book your course and all. So I will have to do that. Please, if you can hear me, please, I want you to maybe drop a comment or signify. I just want to be sure. Alright, so alright, so let's get started. Without wasting too much of our time, because I would like to do. Alright, just give me a few seconds, so I'm gonna share through. Alright, so this is one of the platform for the training or the online independent courses. So, and this is called remotely piloted aircraft technology. It's called RPAT, and this is going to be giving you a grounded knowledge on aircraft operations, generally unmanned aircraft, that fixed wing or multi-rotor drones or VTOL, the principles behind it and how they work. So it's a 3 week course, and it's a very rich course, and I believe you are going to love it. So let me just share through how you can find your way around it. So once you get to the website, the link is going to be shared because we've not got into this place, so I'm just taking us through. So this is our part. So from African Drone and Data Academy in Malawi. So this version, of course, it's online program. So this is how you find your way through. So once you get to the website, you scroll down. Okay, I think the courses are there. So from the courses, you come down straight here. You can find our part here. And decide to just click on it. So here you enroll. There are two versions of this course. We have it in English and in French. So those are the two languages available for the courses anyways. So but you can click on it. Then once you click on the option of English, so you'll be able to easily enroll. And so the enrollment instruction, hard part. So you need to input your email login details, register, and this is also the process on how to go about it. So you will see the steps here also if you're finding it very hard. So this is just a guide to guide you through how you go through the hard part. So the next is okay. I think I'm stop sharing. Alright, just give me a few seconds. I want to share the second platform, which is the trust, the hard part, the one we are supposed to do for this week. Uh, as well. Okay. Alright, so this is trust. Trust is like a drone certification for recreational pilots, people learn how to fly drones for just fun or just want to fly drones, take pictures and have fun. But there are regulations to this thing because it's being controlled. It's a legal operation base. So there are certification or tests that you need to pass through before because misusing drone can actually get you prosecuted or jailed or get fined or even your drone can be seized or confiscated. So in this trust, this is the recreational US safety test certificate, understanding how drone works, what are the do's and don'ts. So it's just like a 30 minutes course. So there are two. This is from FAA, from the United States of America, Federal Aviation Administration. The other is from the UK, United Kingdom, UKCA. So yeah, so these are a list of approved test administrators. So you can do of the online, but I would advise you go maybe with UAV coach. So all of them they have same thing. So just for instance, let me just pick UAV coach. So once you get to UAV coach, you click on it and saying get started. You need to input your name. After that, you put your login details, you submit. Once you submit, so you're going to see the next process. So the course is going to open, then you'll be able to start attempting it. So you start with the instructions. It also has a book or that you can preview just to have a breakdown of it, because all of the informations you have to read through before you do the test. So the test just everything is just about test is about 30 minutes. So you will just have to, for all in all, I think it will just take you about 1 hour. Yeah, just to finish the course. It's part of the course you're supposed to do this week. So by Monday, we're supposed to be done with this, so we can move to the next course, because we have about 5 courses or something. Yeah, in the course of the training, so that we need to fix. Just me a few seconds. I want to put something here. Okay, so let me share the last one. So this particular one, the trust and the one I'm going to be sharing now, these are the two most important ones for this week that you need to work on. So let me share that. Okay. All right, so welcome. This is the UK Civil Aviation Authority Flyer ID training. It's a recreational drone pilot certification to also give you basis of instructions. It's all about regulatory compliance, and ensuring you. Okay, so the next stage is go to register and take the test to fly. So once you click on it, so yeah, you go to register and take the test to fly. So before you fly, there's a test you have to take, so it will influence the kind of flight you will have, so you'll be able to stick to regulations and all. So here is just start. Once you start, and you need to also input your email, your login details. Once you put your email, you continue. It asks for your password and all of that, so you'll be able to see the course or have full access to the course, and you get started with it. So basically those are just the stuff I want to share with us as regarding the course, so in the aspect of digital walkthrough. So without wasting much of our time, I want to start. Okay, so like I mentioned, this is the course we are doing today, but let me quickly take us through this. I'm going to be sharing. Okay, so this is the concept note for cohort 3. This is just like a direction or roadmap to what's this course is all about, what we are doing, and these are the previous cohorts we've had, the cohort 1, cohort 2, the clusters of pictures. And so the concept behind this program, the summary, and for those who are not here yesterday, so I'm just trying to reiterate so that we can all have a balanced understanding of what the program is all about in details. We have the Quad 2 roadmap. Alright, so the concept behind the PIP program, it's a youth-centric digital agriculture training focused at capacity building. So through Precision Field Academy, it's a classic African digital agriculture training school. We at Precision Field Academy, we are focused on training people on digital agriculture and precision farming practices, leveraging various technologies like drones, IoT, robotics, Internet of Things, machine learning, and AI. And also we into a curriculum, we put personal branding and corporate branding, understanding the business side of things, then how you can stand as a voice and advocating digital technologies like this to change the narrative of African agriculture. So through this program, our previous participants have been empowered through gaining access to knowledge from our global faculties, in the aspect of satellite imagery, how you can leverage satellite data on your farm to be able to take informed decisions and measure time series, understand the different realities of what is happening to the crop, to the soil, information, and all of those factors. Alright, so it just revolves around different technologies like for instance, we are talking about drone data or satellite imagery data for crop yield estimation, also for IoT, it's talking about irrigation monitoring, for drone as well, using multispectral sensor, so you can be able to gain access into your crop health, understand the reality of what the crop actually need So your crop is actually speaking to you based on their needs. They are lacking in certain nutrients in particular, so you'll be able to get that information. Alright, so here is the summary about the previous cohort. So the first cohort and the second cohort of the Precision Agriculture Incubation Program. So the first cohort was a lot of success, which recorded ground impacts and milestones. So the cohort 1 participants were able to learn various digital technologies, like I mentioned, and more importantly, the technicalities behind this technology from our global speakers and facilitators around the world. So the cohort 2 was more like an improvement or an advancement on the template of cohort 1, and it was also delivered in a systematic and a more expository way. Yeah, with the end goal of exposing participants to the various precision agriculture technologies from a holistic hands-on perspective. So more of cohort 2, it takes more of practical side of things to just be able to give a clarity based on these programs. So some of the courses we treated or data-driven agriculture through leveraging drone technology, GIS, that's Geographic Information System and Remote Sensing GIS application, and satellite imagery. They work hand in hand information with remote sensing. We also have machine learning and artificial intelligence. So machine learning and artificial intelligence is here during the course of this training. For those who are attending the on-site, they are going to see how this machine learning algorithm works. We can do plant count, like you actually know the population. That's during crop sensors, like the number of crops you have in the field. You'll be able to identify them. For instance, maybe a cabbage farmer, you'll be able to classify and prepare ahead of the market the size of your farmland, your crop, and you classify them according to size, according to number, so you'll be able to take preventive measures or necessary moves towards off-takers or people buying it from you. So through this, you'll be able to prevent yield loss or perishable goods and all of that. So also we have a social empowerment. So the social empowerment here is lined into 4 categories, talking about capacity building, also gender inclusivity. The capacity building is just to develop your mental skills, your intellectual skills with the emerging digital technologies to be able to remain competent and relevant in the future of work in agriculture. So for the gender inclusivity, we are trying to create a gender balance so that females don't feel that if farming or agriculture generally is just for men. So females can also practice this as the fact that it's a data-driven agriculture. So we tend to use digital technology to reduce the drudgery, save the stress, practice more sustainable and increase profit. Also, we have policy advocacy. So youth engagement in policy advocacy. So youth engagement in policy advocacy effort is okay. So youth engagement in policy advocacy efforts is to influence agricultural policies, the regulations and incentives that support digital agriculture. So maybe at the global level, World Food Forum, or young people who have access to be in position and they are optimistic about precision agriculture can support and also advocate for policies that help for the expansion and rapid growth of precision agriculture for a wide adoption around the world. And also we are focused on research and innovation. We believe that theory can't really do the work. However, theory also has its place, but the practicals, taking you through like the technicalities to understand the rigors of how this technology really works and how you can apply them directly to solve problems, that for yourself as a farmer or for other fellow farmers around your space. So we have various testimonials from amazing testimonial from various participants for both cohort 1 and cohort 2. So we have 7 objectives majorly. So number 1 of the 7 objectives is to close the knowledge gap and the skill gap for participants about precision agriculture, technologies and practice. Secondly is to raise the next generation of agricultural remote pilots. And 3, we want to also groom young people, young precision agriculture leaders and stakeholders for global experts. 4 is to build the capacity of youth in the aspect of technology application in agriculture. 5, we are looking at promoting the adoption of innovative and sustainable farming technologies that improves agricultural productivity and resource management. And 6, we believe in fostering entrepreneurship and also to encourage participants to develop technology-driven solutions for agricultural challenges that they can actually turn into a product and also market. So lastly, which is 7th, is to create a network of digitally empowered young agricultural professionals who can drive positive change in the community or agricultural industry generally as a whole. So it's just a quarterly roadmap. So it's talking about this program is being executed in hybrid format. So we have the virtual and the on-site. So this is the virtual. The virtual is tailored to online master classes like this. After the virtual training in the next 4 weeks, so we are going to transit into the on-site practicals. However, online master classes like this, attendance and all of attending, doing assignment tasks and independent courses like this, these are part of the prerequisites that will qualify you to be able to participate in the on-site. Yes. So and also we have 2 major people applying for this program in the tracks: the entrepreneurs, people who have farms or are actually looking into running business firms with agri-tech technologies. That's for entrepreneurship, and people who are just trying to build the requisite required skill or relevant skills that make them to be important and make them relevant in the space of agriculture. This is for employability track. So okay. Alright, so for the focus areas, we're going to be talking about drones, GIS, remote sensing, artificial intelligence, robotics, IoT for architect and invaders. So, and these are some of the courses we mentioned that they are UKCA, FA Trust, Udemy here in agriculture. Also going to be doing Harvard, and also for people doing the on-site, this program is also backed by DJ Academy. So when we get to that stage, we'll get more better understanding on that. So, and also we're going to be doing some practicals. The previous course we've had participants have been able to build fixed wing aircraft, and just for test flight to be able to understand how fixed wing aircraft actually work and how you can use them or the applicability in agriculture. So after the closing ceremony, we have continuous learning through the online community. We also have the alumni engagements where we could have meetups and previous graduates here coming together through programs. We have partnership expansion as well from other graduates who have institutions or organizations or platforms at this, so we're seeking collaboration with Precision Field Academy. We also have ambassadorship and internship opportunities. So if you put your best foot forward and we see that you actually present yourself to be an exceptional person, so we are also looking at expanding to other universities around Nigeria, even in Africa, who has courses in agriculture. So we be like an ambassador. Yes. So ambassadorship program still coming up for the PIP. So you could be a PIP ambassador in your school and it comes with certain benefits. So, just all right. Okay. Okay. Lastly, before I bring up the speaker, we have Dr. Akimi Adishino, the President of African Development Bank, mentioned that unless Africa uses modern technologies, our farmers' output will remain low and will remain dependent on others to feed us. So, with integration of digital technologies into agriculture, we can actually achieve more profitably and in a sustainable way. Okay. All right. So I just quickly want to read through the profile of our speaker before I bring him up on board. All right. So Mr. Femi Adekoya, yeah, he happens to be the convener and the vision lead of this program, and he's going to be taking us through introduction to precision agriculture. It's going to be setting the basis or the foundational basis for this program or for other speakers. Yes, because the course is we will be taking us. Yes, is quite important for other speakers to. So pay keen attention. So, all right. So I read the profile now. Femi Alikoya is an agricultural professional with over 13 years of experience in the field. As a specialist in precision agriculture and okay, what's going on? Okay, I'll just be fast with that. So as specialist in precision agriculture, Femi leads two pioneering enterprise in Nigeria. He is the founder of Integrated Area Precision, a drone and data technology service company. He also established Precision Feed Academy, where he trains and educates professionals in emerging technology, including UAV, drones, GIS, and blah, blah, blah. So Femi's dedication and impact have earned him several prestigious awards and recognition. He's a recipient of a Royal African Award conferred by His Imperial Majesty the Oni of Ife, Oba Enitan Ogunwusi too. He was also honored as the African Plant Nutrition Institute. So additionally, he is a recipient of the Orange Corner Innovation Funds, among others. So that's just through his profile. So our time is fast spent, and I just want to pick him up. That's his profile. Hello, Mr. Femi, are you there? Okay, so let me take this.
All right. Thank you so much. So you can. All right. Hello, everyone. Yeah, it's good to be here, and I hope you are set for a great time with the Flying Farmer. Right. So it's great. Thank you so much for joining. Please, if you have anyone who has not come on board, please invite them on the group. Yeah, nice to see you. I can see some names here: Ibrahim, Toba, Abdullahi, from wherever you're joining us from across the world. Thanks so much for joining in. So, I will be taking you to introduction to precision agriculture. So, I want to this just like Joseph mentioned. This um, section is to lay a foundation as to yeah to many of the learnings that we're going to be doing over the week, and I want you to open your mind, right? I'm going to be sharing perhaps something new, a new concept, a new idea, or perhaps you've known about it before. But I'm confident that you would gain quite a lot from this section. So let's dive into it. I'm going to be sharing my screen right now. Not sure. Okay, let me just do that. All right. Okay. So yeah, some of you know me. My name is Femi Adekoya, and I am known as the Flying Farmer. I am the founder and managing director of Integrated Area Precision. That first of its kind, pioneering agricultural drone technology and precision agriculture uh, driven company. And I also happen to be leading the vision at Precision Feed Academy. Or sure, I am not the only one doing this. I have my colleagues, but I'm privileged to be leading this vision. I also represent the International Society for Precision Agriculture in Nigeria, while I also sit on the board of the African Association for Precision Agriculture as the West African representative. Yesterday, I believe you enjoyed the introduction with Muna. If you haven't signed up to join the AAP, that's the African Association for Precision Agriculture, please do well to reach out. We're going to send another email. I think that's we're going to send another email to you that will contain the instructions to join in. So join in because there's a lot that we have in plan, and there is a webinar even coming up very soon. I think today or tomorrow. I'll get that information clearly and share to participants. So let's move on. Yeah, as for integrated area precision, just to tell you about it, bit we do, we're providing precision agriculture solutions to African farmers, and we're leveraging drone technology and the power of data analytics. So to provide insights, provide empowerment that helps farmers to take actions that are sustainable and that leads to profitability, right? And of course, I think you've heard Precision Field Academy a lot of time, and you won't be tired of that because we'd like to share our vision and what our mission is to build the capacity of young professionals like you on the call with precision agriculture knowledge and skills, and so that you can remain relevant in the future of work and technology in agriculture. So we say we're preparing young professionals to be relevant in the future of work and technology in the field of agriculture. Yeah, some say technology is the future, but I say that the future belongs to those who can create and innovate with technology, right? So, and this is what we are doing. We want a world. We want a world where you, as professionals, you aren't just observers of the trend of AI of this technology, but you are a contributor. You are a pace setter. You are a pioneer. You are an influencer, right? Or perhaps a practitioner, a player, and whatever. But you just have to take an active role, not just a passive role, right? Because these technologies are not waiting, they are moving at the speed of light, but just waiting. We have to channel the cost, we have to use it for our benefit, and for the benefit of our society. Now, what is precision agriculture? Right. So let's get into the details of today's presentation. And as a country representative for the global body that is on a mission to seeing towards promoting and mainstreaming precision agriculture around the world, and especially for me in Africa, uh, there is a definition, right? And the definition of precision agriculture, according to ISPA, it is a management strategy that gathers, process, and analyze temporal, spatial, and individual data and combines it with information to support management decisions according to estimated variabilities for improved resource use efficiency, productivity, quality, profitability, and sustainability of agricultural production. To actually break this definition down, it is a management strategy. So just know that for sure. Precision agriculture, when we mention precision agriculture, we are talking about a management strategy. And how does this strategy, what's the strategy? The strategy is to gather or collect data, process the data, right, and analyze the data. And this data, we do say data comes in different forms and shape. But in the context of precision agriculture, right, there are a lot of data we work with. We work with temporal data when it comes to time, right? Temporal there means time. Spatial data means space or location, right? Where are you? Location, geo, right? Geo information, location information, right? Individual data, spectral data. So individual data could be data from weather, from your weather station, data from your soil, data from, be it from soil sensor, data from even economic data, right? Maybe the cost of stuff on your farm and all of these. You want to combine all of this together with other information that is in your disposal to support your management decision. And you, as a manager, you're not just thinking about plants, right? You're not just thinking about animals, right? You are thinking about the economic value also, right? Which is more important. You're thinking about, what comes out of them at the end of the day, what's going to be the harvest, right? So you are looking at many things. So, and these are the things that you are, decisions you want to make. You want to get insights to make decisions. So, and these decisions are according to estimated variabilities for improved resource use efficiency. So when we talk about variability in this mix, variability comes because in the agricultural landscape or life in general, right? But focusing on agriculture, there is this thing that says ceteris paribus, all things being equal. There things aren't equal oftentimes, right? Oftentimes, I can say 99.9%. I can say that the only thing that is out of life that I can say 90, that I can say 100% sure, maybe it's God, right? Because it remains the same. But life, things, there is always that variability, right? Even in physics, you still find some things, error due to parallax, error these, right? These are variability. Even taking soil, for example, the soil of a field, or even a one plot of land soil, all right? And when you move 1 meter away from one point to another, you do soil analysis, you will see that the soils are different, the textures are different, or perhaps the nutrient level that they contain is totally different, right? Or there is variation, right? So this is why we consider variability in the mix when it comes to precision agriculture, right? The variability comes into the mix because this is the essence of precision agriculture. You want to be able to say, okay, for this my animal lot, right? I have the same breed, even in the same breed of poultry or dairy cattle, or meats, uh, cattle that you rear for meat. You would see that they are, even when they are born on the same day, they are not equal in terms of weight, and their genetic materials are different. And I'm trying as much as possible not to just only talk about plants, right? Because I know there are animal scientists amongst you, and you also want to understand the concept of precision agriculture. So I would be using examples from both end, right? Please, I cannot see the comment section, so but you can drop your questions at the end of the day. I'll be able to read it through. Yeah. So, but because I'm sharing my screen now, so I was talking about animal, right? You would notice that there are some animals that convert food better. Their feed conversion ratio is top notch, right? It's extraordinary. Feed them this, they are converting fast, or they are big already, and you want to consider their size to feed ratio, right? You want to consider their weight, because weight is also important when it comes to feed rationing and all that. That is variability, and you want to be able to ration accordingly to the size, to the weight, to different factors that can, or data you have that can help you manage the variability in your lot, in your farmland, or in your rangeland, whatever, right? And at the end of the day, you want to achieve efficiency, productivity, quality, profitability. So yeah, I hope that is clear. So that is the definition put forward, and it is an holistic definition by ISP. Now, shockingly, many of you, when you talk about precision agriculture, or when you hear precision agriculture, what comes to your mind is technology. But from this definition, you cannot find a word called technology out of this, right? So that, I believe, that's a revelation to many of you, right? So precision agriculture is not equals to technology, right? Put that down, write it. Precision agriculture not equals to technology, right? precision agriculture is a management strategy. You can also call it a farm management approach that employs the use of specialized equipment. So this is where uh, this equipment technologies then come in. Technologies, equipment, and all that platforms are geared towards us achieving precision agriculture. Okay, not they are not precision agriculture. Drones, right, and precision agriculture, right, or a big tractor. It's not precision agriculture. That's not precision agriculture. Precision agriculture is a concept, right? Is an idea, is an ideology, is a system, right? It's a management system. So yeah, it's a farm management approach that employs specialized equipment, software, information technology to ensure that crops, soil, livestock receive precise amount of resources to ensure optimum health and productivity. I hope that's clear. So precision farming is generally described as a concept of farming that requires doing the right practice at the right location, at the right time, at the right intensity. Write that down. So that's like a summary, right? If you want to put it in another language, right? Precision agriculture or precision farming is generally described as a concept of farming that requires doing the right practice at the right location. This is where variability comes in. Like, okay, to this location, what am I supposed to do? What practice am I supposed to do here? In the next location, right? What are on the next animal? What am I supposed to do? What quantity of feed? What quantity of fertilizer? It's not just 10 tons per hectare everywhere, Yeah. So talking about right location and time and at the right intensity, right? The amount, the energy, the frequency also matters. So still moving on, so precision agriculture is a modern farming approach that uses advanced technologies such as GPS, sensors, data analytics to optimize crop and livestock production. So the goal, like we mentioned the other time from the ISP definition, is to improve efficiency. Some of you call it resource use efficiency, maybe your water, your pesticide, your fertilizer, all these and all that, right? So um, promote profitability. Profitability is key because what is the essence of making agriculture attractive to you that cannot put money in your pocket, right? What is the essence of a sexy agriculture that cannot, that cannot buy you a good meal, right? And that's what we are trying to do here so that you can be able to have a valuable and profitable career, right? Be if you are an entrepreneur, businessman, or you have a career path, it's still all about the profit at the end of the day, right? So precision agriculture wants to help you deliver on that. Sustainability is also key, right? To seek towards perpetuity of what we are doing. We are not destroying what we have today as against tomorrow. So while reducing the impact on the environment. So still relating to sustainability. Precision agriculture can help farmers to identify and address potential problems such as soil degradation or disease hotspot before they become a major issue. By making data-driven decisions, farmers can improve their production processes, reduce costs, and increase their profits. Okay, and these are some of the merits and advantages of precision agriculture. As you can see, eco-friendly practices promote eco-friendliness that's relating to the environment, increase yield, improve profitability, efficient resource usage, greater food security. Yes, after you have also made your money too, right? You can be able to produce food for many people across the country or your location. Improve crop and farm or livestock health. I quickly want to link this to climate smart agriculture because climate smart agriculture links to precision agriculture, or perhaps I would say precision agriculture delivers climate smart agriculture. What does climate smart agriculture mean? It simply means to be smart, to outsmart climate, the climate change, right? So let me put it as that. So, and it's built on three key pillars, which is increasing agricultural productivity and income, right? key. You want to increase your productivity, produce more, get the maximum yield from your, from your farmland, from your agricultural production business or engagement, right? And at the end of the day, money in your pocket, right? Money in your pocket or money inside your bank, right? Yeah, that's what you want to achieve. So, climate smart. So, that's one key pillar of climate smart agriculture. The second pillar is adapting and building resilience to climate change. Just like I said, climate smart agriculture simply means outsmarting climate change. You know, adapting and building resilience simply also means that even in the face of rising temperature, even in the face of unpredictability of the weather and all sort of things that climate change invokes or causes, right? You want to, still want to be in the agricultural sector, not just be farming, right? But to be doing this in a way that is adaptive, right? And you are not you are not being impacted negatively, right? So yeah, so that talks about adapting and building resilience to climate change. And third is reducing or totally removing greenhouse gas emission. So while you're doing your agricultural production through precision agriculture, right? You want to, oh, what quantity, what right amount should I be using? What intensity, at what time should I be doing? This will be able to save us resources that get to waste, because the resources that gets to waste, let's say fertilizer, for example, it takes enormous energy and high carbon footprint to produce them, right? If you've been to Dangote or Dangote fertilizer, or you've seen the picture, you would see smokes, you see, and yeah, it's not necessarily clean. But as far as we know that the fertilizers are important, but how can we use them judiciously? And that relates to reducing and removing greenhouse gas emissions. So yeah, move fast. So the next, this component of precision agriculture, I would say, in respect to technology. Please, excuse me, please. It's coming.
Oh, sorry, sir.
You can give me a minute.
Okay.
You give me 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Yes. Thank you. Okay, yeah, please. Sorry for the interruption. So we have precision farming technologies, and I'm going to be talking about this, right, just in a way to bring you some explanations. Now, talking about precision farming technologies, I'll first talk about navigation systems, the GNSS, HowTK, PPK. There are many. This is not a class for geospatial, but this is really important for you to know. So GNSS means global navigation satellite systems. Okay, and example of GNSS would be GPS. It's popular with our GPS. There are a lot of GNSS, right, with different names, right? GPS is popular, maybe because it was the first, and it's the Americans have they've propagated it, right? So we have GLONASS, we have Badio, a lot of them, right? Those launched in China. So this is just linked to satellite from the name GNSS, Global Navigation Satellite System. So GPS is GPS today because there is a satellite up there, right? Constellation of satellites that is providing us with navigation on the ground so that we can be able to know where we are, or perhaps have a documentation of where we are on the surface of the earth. Where I'm seated right now, it has a coordinate. It has a coordinate, right? And depending on the coordinate system that you are using to report it. So where I am, it has a coordinate that you can report, and I can be able to get to you. So this navigation system or navigation in general, it's not just about knowing. You want to know. You want to be able to navigate your way just from the world. You want to be able to know where you are going and where you are, right? Where are you? Where are you coming from? And where are you going? And this will guide our machineries. This will guide, the technologies that we are using. This will guide information as regard spatial information like location. Because if you want to say, oh, this place I'm supposed to apply 10 kg, and the next 2 meters away I'm supposed to have 2 kg, right? If you are talking about that, you are making reference to a location, and you have to have navigation system coordinate to be able to do this. So we have GPS, right, which is satellite based. It's called Global Positioning System. All right, it's part of the larger system called um, GNSS, so the Global Navigation Satellite System, right? It is satellite-based navigation system developed by the United States government, okay? And why GNSS refers to the collection of similar systems that provide global positioning information, including GLONASS, like as you can see from the Russian government, Galileo from European, the EU, and Beidou from Chinese. There are many others. From other countries or entities. And there's what we call RTK, right? So RTK here comes in because there's something called accuracy, okay? The accuracy of the data you collect. So if you use your phone now, your phone, many of the phones that we have, the smartphones that we have, in uh, around this time now, have equipped with GPS. So that's why you can be able to send your WhatsApp location to somebody, and they can be able to locate you. And that's because there is a location, there is a GNSS system that you're able to, navigation system that you're able to share, and people can locate you, or you can locate people, or you Google map and all that. Now the point is, the accuracy of where you are does matter. So if we just only depend on satellite, which depending on the context of what you are doing, right? So accuracy comes at different level, right? So, and it depending on what you are doing, or the activity that you are doing. But RTK provides us with centimeter level accuracy. So it's an advanced, we can say it's an advanced GPS technology that provides centimeter level accuracy for real-time positioning and navigation. So RTK is commonly used in precision agriculture for tasks such as mapping of the field, right, monitoring of crops, yield, guiding machineries to exactly. Okay, why it is important is, let me use this as an example. If my plant is here, right, and I'm supposed to apply my fertilizer just at the base of the plant, not more than 10 cm away from the plant, right? And my machine is only depending on GPS or satellite navigation system that, the accuracy is plus or minus 3 meters. There is tendency that whatever fertilizer we are using with our robot or with our machinery will not get to the right spot, that's 10 cm away from the base of the plant, right? So that is where we need RTK to ensure centimeter level accuracy, right? So let me move on. And this is what we call remote sensing. So remote sensing is not technology, but there are remote sensing technologies. Okay, remote sensing is you accessing information. I think the next slide I'm going to talk about that. So we have remote sensing technologies, from drones, collecting information without you necessarily touching, right? Touching something, having a physical feed, or perhaps even being there particularly, right? So that's remote sensing, just like you have your remote control, right? You sit on your couch and your TV is there. You can be able to put on your TV without going to touch the TV. That's remote control, right? So remote sensing means you are sensing, you are collecting the data, you are making observation, right? And you are making assessment without you necessarily touching. So that's where drone technology with their camera, with their eyes, the camera is the eyes. So just like you as humans, you can also, from afar, you can be like, that's a mango tree, right? Without you going there to touch the leaf and smell it, right? So yeah, that's you remotely sensing or collecting observation or data on that entity. So yeah, that's what we do. We have satellite and all that to monitor conditions. So, and remote sensing is the act of acquiring or accessing information about an object or phenomenon without physical examination. So, and electromagnetic spectrum comes in light, in sunlight, because when we talk about agriculture, we're talking about plants or light generally, right? So, electromagnetic spectrum is key. It is from the electromagnetic spectrum that we are trying to observe things, right? So that is where the principle of remote sensing is. Remote sensing goes beyond electromagnetic spectrum because there are some sensors that are active, right, that does not need light for assessing, right? So, but when it comes to plant health assessment and really things relating to light or things relating to our eyes seeing, it definitely needs the electromagnetic spectrum. So the electromagnetic spectrum is a range of all types of electromagnetic radiation. Remote sensing rely heavily on capturing and analyzing different portions of this spectrum to gather information about Earth's surface, right? Water, Earth's surface in general. This information or data acquisition can be accessed with the aid of equipment or tools we call sensors. So satellites too over there that we cannot see, their way in this in the spheres. Is this? I think it's beyond stratosphere. So they are there, but they have satellite that is also monitoring the Earth, and that's why we call them Earth observation technology. So yeah, and this data can be spectral, talking about color or talking about what they reflect, right? In terms of color, in terms of feel, and spatial, talking about location, coordinate of the place, and talking about temporal data in terms of time. So you want to track the health of a crop across time, right? Those of you who have agronomy background or you did a project, maybe you have planted cashew or you have planted pawpaw, as it's growing over 12 weeks, you want to be collecting data. So that is temporal data over time, right? So let's move forward. Yield. So we have yield monitors. These are highly sophisticated technologies on machineries. So yield monitors that as you are harvesting, let's take for example, as you are harvesting your maize on a big parcel of land, is helping you to aggregate, collect data about the yield in real time, right? So this can be on your combined harvester, right? But I just thought to showcase this. We also have crop sensors, be it soil sensors or sensors that are attached to plants, right? Sensors that are attached to plants. Yeah, there are sensors that are attached to plants that help to sort of get understanding of the evapotranspiration, stomata, conductance, and what are the things that transpires on the leaf, right? And many others. So we have sensors, and they are useful in precision agriculture. Water is also there. Water's soil moisture sensor in relation to water, or depending on the context. So this information helps farmers to make informed decision about planting, fertilizing, and harvesting of their crops. You also want to sense the moisture of your maize crop, for example, or rice crop, or wheat, right? Before you harvest, you want to harvest at the right moisture content. Yes, we have variable rate technology, which is called VRT. Variable rate, coming from the concept called variable rate application. So it's a precision farming concept that enables farmers to apply inputs such as fertilizer and pesticide in precise quantity according to the need of each crop, or according to the need of each crop or location on the field. What that means is, if you look at this image right here, you will see that, okay, let me use this for example. This is a field. It's not a regular field, but we've been able to map out this field, right? They have been able to map out this field, and you can see different colors, right? Color coded. This represents different things, the variability on the farm, as to this particular portion um, is less of what we are looking for. It's easy for me to say it's less LD, right? What about if it is soil moisture, right? So whatever you are coding for here, you would know, right? So if this place means that, oh, red means there is low soil moisture here, please, you can see the legend here. It's low. This place is the highest because it's deep green. Look at it over here. So it depends. So this is just the concept of variable rate application, right? So, and the technology we use in applying, or we use to execute the data, this map, right? In terms of the application, is now called the technology. Okay, let's move forward. Just to mention something, so it could be drones for spraying and it could be spreading machines, right? You want to just do a variable rate application right across. So we have weather station. It's important, right? You want to also work with weather. Weather is important. So weather station, we have autonomous machineries, like a small robot like that, that can help you perhaps carry or move or do one or two things on the farm. Or we have autonomous machineries that are fitted with soil sensors that are able to move around the field and collect soil samples in different grid or according to the point of interest. Yeah, animal or livestock people, right? This is a section for you. So talking about precision farming or precision livestock farming. Okay, so we have the livestock tracking and reader, what we call EID, electronic identification. It is also something important when it comes to precision livestock farming or management. So livestock tracking system, using GNSS like GPS, technology to track the location of the animal. Maybe you have left them on the pasture or rangeland. With that tracking technology, you can be able to know where are your animals per time. In say you have 1,000 hectares of land, and good. For example, in Nigeria, we have a ministry. We just have, I think it was inaugurated this year, Ministry of Livestock and Livestock Development. If I'm getting the name right. So with different programs coming up with head of health press, and different initiative on ranch, rangeland, pasture productions and all that. So and you want to put your animals on the field on free range to have freedom to enjoy, but you want to track them. So this is a technology for you. You also want to know where are they, how are they, what is the forage in that environment. This is the technology that you need. So EID readers uses radio frequency identification. Sometimes called RFID technology to track animals, individual animals, and their health status. And there's something we call digital fencing technology. So instead of this picture that you see, right, this is a physical fence. So instead of a physical fence, we have a virtual or digital fence. So it's not a fence that you can touch physically or that can restrain animals physically. It's sort of with there is a device you can put on the animal, right? That whenever they want to cross a particular threshold or a particular boundary, like it vibrates or it stimulates something in their body, and they know that no, I shouldn't pass this, and that comes with reinforcement learning, right? So yeah, digital fencing technology. It's not only for livestock; it's also applicable even in machinery usage, drones, tractors, yeah, and across board. So we have digital fencing technologies that you can use. So digital fencing, instead of physical fencing, digital fencing uses device that attach the animal collar to create an electronic boundary. Okay, maybe a vibration or maybe a shock, right? So we also yeah, the electronic identification so uses air tag. So we also have air tags on animals and other identification devices. So this allows the farmers to monitor the health and performance of animals, identify and track disease outbreak, and manage breeding programs. Okay, yeah, talking about data management and analytics. I know some of you have experience or you are passionate about data analytics, right? So I'll just talk just a bit across. So talking about data collection, I think this is the first place we are saying drone, right? So this lecture is not necessarily about drone, right? Because we are going to have more in-depth section when it comes to drone, but this is setting, like I said, this is setting a basis for you for your understanding, as we journey with other facilitators in this program. So talking about data collection, precision agriculture technologies uses varieties of sensors, GPS or navigation systems, and other monitoring device to collect or gather data, right? So don't forget the definition by ISPA involves collection of data or gathering data. So it is important that we gather data, because the data around the variability that we have on farm will help us with precision agriculture, applying things at the right place, at the right time, the right location, with the right intensity, right? So you're able to collect this data. So, and there are a lot of technologies for you to collect this data. So while we're also talking about data collection, how about data storage, right? Because many times, even at IAP, when we go to the field and we just map out, let's say, 5 hectares of land, we will be getting gigs, of data, of imagery, right? So it's really you imagine we are now doing that on thousands of hectares. We are going to be getting terabytes, right? Data. So huge. How do you store that data? And how do you manage the data you have collected? So it could be cloud-based, it could be, on a drive, on a SD drive, so it is important that you factor this in. So talking about data analysis, this is the process of using statistical and mathematical methods to extract insight from collected data. So from data collection or storage to processing. Processing can be you clean the data to make it suitable for analytics so that you can be able to, suck the juice. The juice here means the insights, recognize patterns, get some insight about, to give you, to give you insight to make informed decision, right? So this is where data analytics comes in. So this includes tools such as regression analysis, cluster analysis, machine learning algorithm to identify trends, relationship between different variables, right, and to make predictions about future trends. So by analyzing the data, farmer can gain a deeper understanding of the factors that impact their operations, that impact their business, such as soil health, weather pattern, crop yield, and so on and so forth. And we cannot also talk about data management without talking about visualization and presentation of the data, right? So it's one thing to analyze data, it's one thing to present the data in such a way that it communicates, right? It communicates to you, or it communicates to stakeholders, your management, your supervisors, your government. You want to do it, you want the data to tell the story. So that's where visualization comes in. So data visualization is the process of presenting data in a graphical format such as charts, graphs, map, and to make it easier to understand and interpret. So we have data visualization and presentation is important aspect of precision agriculture. So let me quickly move on because my time is getting exhausted. And for when it comes to data visualization or platform, it has clarity is key, interactivity, integration, and customization is very important. As you can see from here, this is like a visualization of different insights, right, or maps, right? Yield map, NDVI, soil moisture, and all that. So yeah, depending on what you do. So precision farming tools. So still emphasizing on the tools to help farmers, providing comprehensive solutions to farmers and enabling to collect data, monitor crop and livestock. Let me quickly rush. And talking about precision agriculture machinery equipment, right? So it comes in different sizes, range, applications, sophistication, and complexities or forms. But here are a few examples. Many of you, tractor, right? Tractors. So tractors are one of the tools or machineries that we engage even in precision agriculture. We also have drone technology, right? Also known as the unmanned area vehicle. So we are going to next week. Are going to be is it next week or next 2 week? There is a week where we are talking more about drone technology. So yeah, so get ready. But drone technology also means unmanned area vehicles, and they are equipped with cameras or sensors to collect data on crops, on soil. Also, this data can be used to generate maps and other visualization that help farmers to make informed decisions about their operation. Furthermore, drones can be used as a platform to do specific tasks that can be mechanical, physical, oftentimes, such as crop spraying, seed broadcasting, fertilizer spreading, and also achieve targeted agro input applications. So, yeah, these are beautiful pictures of drones in action, right? So, on cotton farm, rice, wheat, banana, and maize. Okay, just see the screen and see the beauty of drones light in crop, in arable crop. So this is a feed of rice by the left to me, and we have the feed of ginger uh, that is still spraying over here, right? So, and showing you, you can also still use the drone for spot spraying on trees. So spot spraying means it's going just at the center of the tree or over the canopy to spray, not just spraying everywhere, like you saw previously. So you see this drone, and this was done by the IAP team. So you can see there is spraying going on, right? It's going to the next tree. You can see, yeah. So yeah, you can see the droplets of the water, I would say, right? And that it's done. Okay. As I said, this is not a lecture on drone, but I believe that you've been able to make sense of what that means. So we have other machineries or equipment, harvesters, and yield monitors. Uh, your phone is also a powerful tool when it comes to precision agriculture. Your mobile device, very, very powerful. That's where you can, we have it's a house where you can download softwares, right, that you can use to map your field to the boundary, right? And that's the first step towards precision agriculture. We need to know the boundary of the field. So it's important have access to some visualization tools for scouting and all that. Even after we have mapped many times, we have access to the data, I mean, the visualization of the insights that we have generated after processing and analyzing. And we can use our mobile phone, walk down to the field, and you can precision agriculture. I want to say that it's not necessarily taking an agronomist, for example, away from the field, but it's giving precision to the feet of agronomists in terms of scouting. Before you do, they'll tell you do a random movement across the field. If you have an idea of scouting from crop production, I don't know, you have to do like a W or hem shape movement, just gallivanting around and observing. You are not just gallivanting without purpose, but you're observing. But this time around, you've used, let's say, drones, for example, or satellite imagery to know where you are going. Like, this is where problem is happening. I want to go there first, right? So, and then you are not just, moving randomly around. But with your phone, when you are able to analyze that, send it to your phone and walk down to the place. So your phone is also an equipment that supports precision agriculture. So, yeah, this is a time where you can ask your questions. Joseph.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Femi. This is sincerely a profound class. I mean, touching different technologies and how it has its relevance in agriculture, how it can really help farmers. And I'm sure that our viewers or participants have really learned a lot from your section. So we are presently in the question and answer section because our second speaker will be coming on board anytime soon. So if you have questions, please do also drop them in the comment section, or just attend to it for like 10 minutes. So for question and answer. Okay, I think I have one here already. How can we ensure that precision hack doesn't become another extractive system that takes more than it gives to the local community?
Hmm. That sounds like uh, but I get it. Um, okay, just there's a real quote.
Okay.
Very, very good question. Okay, so yeah, and this is where policy making comes in and conscientious use of the technology comes in, right? Precision agriculture is not this looks like an oxymoron. You see oxymoron, like an opposite of what precision agriculture is standing for. Precision agriculture is supposed to be of benefit, right? Not extractive. So, but if you misuse the technologies, yeah, perhaps it could be extractive, right? So yeah, I think this is an important question relating to policy, and you as professionals, you have to, sort of stay on course as to knowing this is why we have this course, knowing why why we have precision agriculture and precision agriculture technologies, how to use them, in the best way possible that delivers positive impact for yourself and also for the society. Yeah, good question. Thank you so much. Um, Joseph, you can just oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, yeah. Another question from Elizabeth says, is precision agriculture useful for whole farms? Can it work on a plantain farm where the leaves covers the root? Okay. Can it still track plant health accurately? This question. Okay, first question, is precision agriculture useful for all farm? Yes. If you understand the concept of precision farming, right, you would see that it is applicable to any farm of any form or any size, be it livestock, be it crop, be it 1,000 hectares, be it 10 hectares, right? So you can engage precision agriculture. And as I explained, precision agriculture entails you collecting data, processing it, and analyzing the data that you have collected, be it temporal, spatial, and all that, to make sustainable management decision, right? So the next is, can it work in plantain farm where leaves are covered to the roots? I think you're mixing, maybe the idea you're trying to paint here is drones. Drones are not precision agriculture. They are precision agriculture technology. So think about how to use the drone to deliver on the concept of precision agriculture. So yeah, next. Thank you. How do you extract data from a remote sensing to technology for analysis? Okay, this talks about uh, interoperability of data from remote sensing. So, like I said, remote sensing is not a technology; it's a concept. It's an application, an idea of you accessing information without you necessarily physically touching or assessing them, right? So the data you collect from, let's say, satellite imagery, you can download them, maybe your ndvi map, into your tractor, your John Deere, your case, whatever brand you're using that has enablement of receiving the data and using the data, or around, say, the vegetation indices map that you have, you able to use. So yeah, yeah, it depends on the platform that you have. So with drones, you can collect and then analyze the map that you have. You can feed it into another system. So this is talking about the interoperability, right? Moving the data from one platform into another. Thank you. Another question from Otutochukwu. How affordable is this tech tools to an average farmer? Is there subsidy to getting it? First, affordability comes as a relative term. So what is affordable to you might not be affordable to another person. But generally speaking, I would say that these technologies have been proven. That have, and you also have to consider to check their benefit cost ratio. That is what makes sense. What if you invest in them? Are they able to deliver on that you want? So subsidies, I'm not a financial organization, but we can check them out. As it is, these technologies are still new, and we are working, hoping, even with programs like this, and maybe you, right, you can be in the financial sector and make subsidies available for people. Yeah, it comes first with understanding. Dekoya says, how can we ensure that smallholder farmers, especially the untrained ones, adopt this technology? First, because you are here, you can be able to go to them and lecture them or teach them, or deliver this technology benefits to them, right? Show to them, and you'll see. That's the best way I believe, and that's why I'm doing this, and why my team is organizing this. So let's go on. Okay, I think we don't have any other question, Joseph. Do we?
Reiterating, and you've answered some. So, and I'm also trying to save the time because of our second speaker. Let's just attend to this as last question.
Okay. So what are the risks associated with the use of drones? Precision agriculture in general. Good question. The risks, the risks would be number one, regulatory risks in terms of policy, right? There are risks even in drone operation. There is what we call risk assessment. Before you go to the field, you assess the risks. There are trees in the environment. What kind of airspace are you flying, right? What is the local law saying about this operation? Using the drones, even if you have permission to fly, what kind of chemical or what kind of agro input are you applying? How will you be applying it so that it doesn't affect the water body, you know, so that you don't misuse? So those are part of the risks, right? The risk could also be maybe financial risk. We can keep analyzing risks here and there, but there are risks, risks of even weather condition, right? It's also a risk, right? It can pose risks in the use of these technologies because you wouldn't want to fly your drones in the rain, right? Or in a bad weather condition. So yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Abibat Olatunji. That's a good question, and it shows that you guys are really paying attention. But we are happy on the what you can always um, Dr. Hussein, thank you so much for joining us. So we can have Dr. Hussein, Joseph. Thank you so much. And if you have presentation, Dr. Hussein, you can put it up on the screen, so you can upload it so that it can be up. All right.
Thank you. All right. So now there won't be time for a break any longer because he has actually been waiting a very long time before so, and we are already running out of time. So we have Dr. Ozin, all the way from India. So he's going to be taking us through technology trends and real world application for the future of farming. So let me quickly just read through his profile. Dr. Ozin is an independent agriculture consultant. Alright, so Dr. S.K. Mosaraf Hussein is a result-driven agriculture consultant and a certified master trainer with a PhD in agriculture extension, dedicated to shaping the future of Indian agriculture through innovation, education, and grassroots engagement. His passion for agricultural development is deeply personal, shaped by early exposure to his family 25 years old agribusiness, where he developed a nuanced understanding of the real world challenges and opportunities that farmers face daily. So, with a specialization in the application of artificial intelligence in agriculture, Dr. Hussein brings a forward thinking approach to his work. His professional journey includes over 3 years of experience in crop insurance coordination and a successful tenure as a consultant agronomist with a multinational consultancy firm, where he excelled in designing sustainable, scalable agricultural solutions. Since earning his doctorate, Dr. Ozin has worked independently as a freelance trainer and consultant, actively contributing to rural transformation and farmers' empowerment. His core expertise spans FPO, that's Farmer Producers Organization, Dynamics, agricultural project management, gender inclusion, crop insurance, and capacity building. He is known for his ability to translate complex research into practical strategies that benefit both policymakers and grassroots stakeholders. Dr. Hussein is also a sought after speaker and trainer, regularly delivering impactful lectures and expert advice to students, faculty members, entrepreneurs, and farmers at leading universities and institutions across India. His work reflects a rare blend of academic rigor and field based insight, making him a vital contributor to the evolving landscape of Indian agriculture. Thank you so much for joining. Okay, I think I need to bring him up to the studio. Okay, Dr. Hussein, thank you so much for joining. It's really a great pleasure to have you here. Thanks so much for honoring us, and I believe you're going to be sharing from your wealth of experience on what's happening in the Indian agriculture space for all our participants around the world to learn from you. So, you have the floor, sir. I don't know if you want to bring up your slide so we can quickly get started.
Thank you, Joseph. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are. You are.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Let me share my screen. Is my screen visible? Joseph, can you please confirm? Hello.
Set up the slide. It's not showing in a slideshow format.
Okay.
Yeah, your
Thank
your
you.
slide.
Yeah, I think it's better now. Yes, yes, we're good.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. I would like to firstly thank you to Joseph for introducing me, and then my heartfelt gratitude to Precision Field Academy to give me this opportunity to deliver uh, before the audience of this PAIP cohort. I'm very much excited to deliver this on this topic on that is demystifying digital agriculture technologies, trends, and real world application for future of farming. So what my presentation will, the flow of the presentation will be, what is the current food system context, and what is the what kind of problems we are facing in our food system, and what will be the solution through agriculture 4.0. My discussion will revolve around this agriculture 4.0 concept, then agriculture 4.0, its concepts and its evolution. Then what is the artificial intelligence, machine learning, and IoT in agriculture and their use cases. Next, precision farming concept and principle. There is two agri-tech case study I have here. I mentioned first one is Plantix and second is Fasal from Indian context. I have also added some from the African context as well. Then I'll dive towards the remote sensing concepts, and there was one case study from India how Indians are using the remote sensing for a crop insurance project. And then how blockchain will be uh, involved in the supply chain to make it more efficient. Then the current agri-tech landscape of the world, and how we will integrate the small and marginal farmer, which is in the developing country like India and in the African context, how we'll integrate all the small and marginal farmer into this technology-based revolution, the agriculture sector. Next, what will be the future career and entrepreneurial roadmaps for each of the participants who have joined? So let's begin with the food system context. So our world is moving too fast, and the population of our world will be rising to a staggering amount of 1,000 crore 2050. So which we are currently at around 650 to 700 crore or 6.5 billion people. So it will move toward a trillion people. So we need to simply uh, produce 70% more food in order to feed all of them. Sadly, the natural resources in which we grow the crops, like the soil, the water, they are really now a scarce commodity. So we have already degraded 25% of our cultivable land. Why? Because we have put excessive amount of fertilizers. We have practiced an unsustainable agricultural practices through generations that lead to the degradation of the soil. And with the high intensive water-based crop cultivation in developing countries, what we are facing that there is a now water stress, and by 2050 India and global south will be facing some major water stress challenges. So there will be not enough water to drink, leave alone the agriculture. So in short, the natural resources on which today our agriculture is relying is depleting day by day. Next concern is the environmental concern. The environment is changing rapidly day by day. We are already 1.1 degree centigrade higher temperature. Our world is getting higher temperature of 1.1 degree than its pre-industrial period. So what it leads to some catastrophic events in terms of say typhoon, in terms of cyclone, in terms of the rising water level, in terms of unseasonal monsoon, in terms of fire, hailfire, or something. All the risks are associated. It is affecting the yield very badly, and it can be a major threat to food security. And the next concern is, after all this effort, what we produce, the food, 33 to 50% of all of our foods are simply gone into waste because of lack of the post-harvest management technologies, the inefficiency of our supply chain. So just to put it in a context, so what we waste our food worldwide, it requires at least 25% of all the fresh waters that have been used for that particular year. So we see, after putting all the resources, after depleting our soil, after using all the fresh water, then the foods are simply getting wasted because of the inefficiency in the supply chain. So, in short, our population and food demand is rising, and climate change is also happening at a rapid pace. But sadly, the natural resources on which we are relying on for the current agriculture practices are depleting day by day. So, this can be a major threat to our food security. So, what will be the solution then? So the solution lies in agriculture 4.0. What is the agriculture 4.0? It emphasizes on three different components. So if we go that there is, either we need to produce differently using new technique, otherwise we have to do some technological intervention for supply chain inefficiency, or nextly, we must incorporate some cross industry technology into agriculture. So I will discuss each of them. Firstly, if we need to produce differently using new technique, what does that mean? So we need to rely on hydroponics, that is soilless cultivation. We know that for the soil, if we use the soil, as our soil is degrading day by day, so hydroponic can be a better option for providing a clean food, to a clean and nutritious food, and that is readily accessible, that can be cultivated near to the city centers, and it can be transported easily to the cities and high demand area. Next, we know that our livestock, what we previously use our croplands to make them food for the livestock what we are giving for the grazing or for any type of grass cultivation. What we do, we give our cultivable land, but instead of that, if we go for the algae farming, which is having a very much higher nutrition content, it will be much more efficient than the previous method. And as we know, our two-third of our all the world's geography is covered under the sea. Uh, Under the sea. So we need to use the sea water for farming, and it is already been used in some developed countries, and also in the remaining part of our world where there is land, the 133% are also covered through desert. So we need to make use of the desert. So countries like Saudi Arabia, China, they already started doing pilot based desert farming technology, in which they are getting some kind of success, and hopefully it will be in a larger vision, in a larger quantity in the near future. So this is how we should produce differently using the new technique. The next thing is we have to do some technological intervention for making the supply chain efficient. So what we can do, that I already said, that hydroponic, and there is a concept of vertical or urban farming. So near to the urban area where the demands are higher, if we create a multi-stack farming, instead of only using one layer, if we use the multiple layers, then we can increase the efficiency of the food production. So this vertical and urban farming is some kind of technological intervention that will lead to a more efficient supply chain. Next is, we often hear the genetic modified varieties that have been released by different agencies all worldwide. For Indian context, basically, before telling all that, I must share that mostly most part of this are an Indian experience. So I think India and the African countries are very closely tied, and India is also a developing nation, as well as the Nigeria and other African countries. They are also in the path to make a way for the country. So we must share a same vision. We must learn from each other to develop our agriculture or other technologies more and more sustainable and collaborative. So there will be some examples of Indian context, which I will put for forward. So, like Indian Council of Agriculture Research, they have released two genetically modified varieties of rice. What is their main activities? By modifying their gene, what our scientists have achieved, that they are now more saline resistant variety, and some are less duration varieties that require less water. So this genetic modification can lead us to a better yield in the salinity condition, in the drought condition, in the in like of where the water level is less, then the shorter duration crop will help for achieving this kind of yield. Next is lab grown meat. In the developed countries, the world is moving toward not only having the meat from the livestock, but they are growing their meat in the lab through tissue culture. Musha Meat is a company. It has been forwarding this kind of vision of creating lab grown meat. Also, there is a provision of 3D printed food, and it is also a concept from the developed country where the base of the food is printed in a 3D manner, so that it is more efficient and it is more having more shelf life. So this kind of technological intervention in the supply chain can lead us to a food security. Next, we tell that we must incorporate cross-industry technology. So, our before I end, the last speaker, Femi Adekoya, have adequately mentioned all the technologies that is been related to the agriculture prosperity, like drone technology. So drones are never meant for actually the agriculture industry. It was previously designed for the defense industry. But now the drones are we are incorporating drones for our agriculture operations like spraying, like monitoring, like scouting, all things we are doing through the drones. So we must incorporate some cross industry technology into agriculture in order to make our nation, or in order to make our world more secure. So other technologies is data analytics. There is nanotechnology. In Indian context, if we tell, there is a formulation of nano urea that is replacing the current urea bags that is heavier and bulkier with only a 450 ml of nano urea bottles. Nano DAP have already came into existence. So nanotechnology is already taking shaping the agriculture industry. Then there is artificial intelligence, how it will be transforming. I will describe it later. Then next is Internet of Things, precision agriculture, food sharing and crowd farming, and blockchain. So food sharing and crowd farming, I want to mention here that it has been seen that the developed country, they are they are acquiring more foods for their population than they need. So that leads to waste. When some countries are not having proper food, they are acquiring more foods. So there is a must, we must share the foods which is not needed, and it will lead to a greater world, greater future, and hunger free society. And there is a concept of blockchain, how we can incorporate the blockchain in the supply chain. I'll also discuss in my later part. So what I am telling is agriculture 4.0. The questions might be arising why I am telling agriculture 4.0, then what is 1.0, what is 2.0, what is 3.0, and what is 4.0. So we'll understand the evolution of agriculture 1.0 to 4.0. So before, when the civilization, human civilization started, we used to hunt. We don't know how to cultivate. We don't know how to grow foods. Then what humans achieved, they started they started cultivation. And there was a domination of human and animal resources are there in the traditional agriculture era. Before that, there was no agriculture. So it can be seen there was from nothing to few. We have achieved in agriculture 4.0. We have started using the animal and human resources. So the main concern, main problem is the inefficient operation of the human and animal resources. Next, we come to agriculture 2.0, where we have seen there have been rising demands of tractors, there have been rising demand of combine harvester, and some sort of farm mechanization in the field. So that is characterized as Agri 2.0. So it is the era of the mechanized agriculture. As I said, there was nothing to few in agriculture 2.0. We achieved from few to many. But the main concern is that if we just consider the combined harvester that have been mainly used only for the harvesting purpose, then other than for that harvesting, there is a very low utilizations of this kind of mechanized agriculture. So that is agriculture 1.0, human and animal. 2.0 is mechanized agriculture. Now comes to 3.0. So it is the era of automated agriculture. It is uh, here we I have mentioned it is efficient but lack of intelligence. What does it mean? So here we can see that there is a rising demand of drones. There is a rising demand of sprinkler and drip irrigation. I just put one example that if we put a drip irrigation to our orchard, right? So s- today I put the switch on of my drip irrigation. Drip irrigation, what it will do? It will irrigate our in the root zone drop by drop. So it is very efficient, right? But the drip irrigation can't determine whether the land it is dropping, it is irrigating, is moist or not. So it will simply put in a efficient way. It will simply irrigate the particular zone in a efficient way, but it can determine whether it is still moist, whether irrigation is still required, or whether today it will be raining, so I'll put stop. So it is simply efficient, but it doesn't have the intelligence. Same for the drone technology. You just put water, you just put the pesticide. So you go, you put one, go and spray, and it will spray, but it doesn't determine whether in which part of the field have a disease occurrence, in the which part of field have a pest occurrence. So in that particular plot, in the particular zone, I will spray, but it will simply be efficient, but it will have a lack of intelligence. So where I said the lack of intelligence here comes into the picture, that is agriculture 4.0. So it is the of smart agriculture, that is unmanned operation through Internet of Things. So what does it mean? Now the system is like in a farm there must be many systems like crop sense, like irrigation system, like drones, like self-steered vehicle. So all the systems are connected in a way that from each system's input, the output is reflected, calculated first, and there is a decision support system for that particular input of any soil sensor or any other sensors, what actions need to be taken, and then from that particular decision, that decision is being translated into other machines or other systems. So if there is a less moisture in that particular field, it will automatically turn it on the irrigation system for that particular zone to moist that particular field. Or in case of there is a nutritional unavailability of any particular plot or any particular zone of a field, then the fertigation system will automatically turned on, and it will give the required amount of the nutrition to that particular place. So it is a system of all the systems. So here agriculture 4.0 concept revolves around the intelligence part of all the machines. Okay, so I hope all of you are able to understand my. Can we have some feedback regarding this in terms of chat?
Okay, thank you so much. I'm gonna check through. If we have questions for you,
Okay.
please, if you have questions for
Okay. Just
Ozin
then
as well,
my
please
question
do.
is, please uh, mention what do you think where your country is currently in? Is it in agriculture 1.0 or 2.0 or 3.0 or 4.0?
Someone is asking how can AI models be trained to make accurate decisions on African farms where data is sparse or inconsistent?
I am not finished yet. There will be a dedicated Q&A session at the last of my session where I will discuss.
Okay, you are not done yet. Okay, no problem. So,
Okay. So, majorly there have been showing that there is a 2.0, someone is saying that 3.0. So, so majorly developing country, what they are moving. My voice is echoing, Joseph.
yes, you can go ahead, sir. You can go ahead, sir.
My voice is echoing. Okay. So majorly the answer have been 2.0. Some are saying 3.0. So it is 2.0 or 3.0. Then why we are talking about the 4.0? So this is like there is an answer. There is a phenomenon called leapfrogging phenomenon. So it have been seen not only for India but majorly worldwide. That as our telecom industry, we have seen that most of the users are previously using the 2G band of phones, and there is also 3G technology. Then suddenly 4G technology came, and it offers a lot more benefits. And what people directly jumped from 2G to 4G, while they never used 3G. Maximum of population for in Indians is there, and also I have been researching about the Nigeria's case. There is 41% of population right now. They have been using the 4G technology. So there is a leapfrogging phenomenon where they jumped from directly 2G to 4G in terms of telecom industry. Similarly, in the coming decades, when the farmers, smallholder farmers, are usually investing in their farm for farm mechanization or in these technologies, then what will happen? They will not go for a simply buying a drone or simply buying one irrigation system, drip irrigation system. Instead, they what will they do? They will buy a smart irrigation system. They will buy a smart drone which not only sprays the pesticides, but it also have the capability to determine in which portion of the land is actually having the diseases or pest infestation, and based on that particular decision, then they will go for the spraying. So what is my ask, or what is my perspective, that just like most of the people have leapfrogged from 2G 4G, in the coming decades the farmers will directly leapfrog from agriculture 2.0 to 4.0, skipping 3.0. So this is my views. And now, what are the components of agriculture 4.0? There is artificial intelligence, there is Internet of Things, precision agriculture, remote sensing and GIS or geographical information system. There is genome editing, there is big data analytics, then machine learning, urban farming, and blockchain. I'll describe all of this. So, just to put in a perspective of what is AI, ML, and IoT, just not going through the definition, let us understand from the basic. So here we can see a picture of half human and half robot in the corner, in the bottom left corner. So what, just like a human being, I am a PhD in agriculture extension, and what my learning or my intelligence is, I have not acquired in a from day one, or I have acquired it in a various step. So I have learned something in my childhood, then in my elementary school, then in my college, in my MSc, in my PhD. So similarly, when there is a human learning, the more the learning, the more a human become intelligent. Similarly, a machine, when it learns, it called machine learning, and the more the machine learning, more artificially intelligent the machine is. So simply, there is a learning and intelligence, just like humans. The machines, when they are having some kind of feedback, more the data, the more intelligent the machine is. And what is IoT? IoT is the network of interconnected physical devices that communicates and exchange data with each other through the internet. Means if I am giving one particular command in my mobiles or in my laptop, if it is reflected in other devices through internet, not through physical setup, but through internet, then all the network is called the Internet of Things. So this is AI, ML, and IoT. If I go through the definition of artificial intelligence, is the field of science that focused on creating system that can perform tasks typically requiring human intelligence. So what human intelligence can do, they can learn, they can do reasoning. Their brain is for problem solving. They can perceive. There is a perception and there is a language understanding. So a human can do all that, but artificial intelligence is a science that is focusing on creating such system that can do all the things which a human typically do. And machine learning is the subset of that particular artificial intelligence that enables the system to learn and improve from the experience without being explicitly programmed automatically. Means the more the learning, more the data we are giving towards an artificial intelligence system, it is more the intelligent it will become. Okay, so what will the use cases of artificial intelligence, machine learning, and IoT in agriculture? So first of all, the disease and pest management. So there are still artificial and machine learning technology that enable us to help detecting what kind of disease or pest infestation or injuries are there for the particular plant, which typically previously requires an agriculture expert. Now it can be done through a phone. This is a democratic revolution of how we access the information regarding the crop advisory in a real world scenario in a far remote area, how we are getting this kind of disease and pest management technique or disease and pest identification techniques just through technology. So I will also discuss one application that is called Plantix. How Plantix is being a AI modeled crop doctor for Indian context and for worldwide also. Okay. So next is optimizing resource utilization. What does it mean? So when we are having a data-based information or information-based decision-making pattern, so what we'll do, will not give a blanket application of all the resources. Instead, when we get the data that there is a particular zone that is missing in a nutrition, then we'll provide the nutrition to that particular zone, not throughout the field. So it will optimize all our resources. Or simply, if we are saying that if weather after weather forecasting, it has been seen that today it will be gone, it will be raining. So there will be no of guesswork. So whether should I irrigate today or not? So all this technology can help us to optimize the resources. The next one is crop yield prediction. So before harvesting, the crop yields can be predicted through the artificial intelligence and machine learning more accurately. Next is weed management. So now technology or sensors have the capability to identify whether this is the crop or this is weed, and not only identifying through laser technologies in developed country, it have been already in trial or already developed. So how to remove the weed in that particular place. Next is livestock monitoring. And last speaker, Femi, was showing that there is a smart collar in that particular livestock, each livestock, that gives us a accurate insight. Because whenever a farmer or whenever a new entrepreneur is doing livestock rearing, they may not have such kind of expertise of all the diseases, all the things that have been happening for the livestock. But when there is a smart collar, if any kind of disease is coming or any kind of problem the livestock are facing, it can be translated into your phone. So you can have a better management decision. You can have a better livestock monitoring. Next is supply chain management. How blockchain will revolutionize the supply chain, I will discuss. Next is market demand prediction. So some of you also may argue that whether AI and ML is needed for market demand prediction. Long before AI and ML came into existence, there was a set of people who can predict the market demand. Yes, they can. But what AI and ML is doing, they are actually getting all the data not for a particular model, but they can run the model of different model in a fraction of seconds. So it is not about the demand prediction. It is about the efficiently how much with how much efficiency we can predict the market demand. Next, soil health management. As I said, that if we are well aware of how much nutrition is particular zone is needed, then we'll apply less amount of fertilizer, which will lead to more sustainable agricultural practices, which will lead to more good quality of soil health. So we can also have soil management practices through the artificial intelligence and machine learning. Next one is the farm automation. If we think that we must automate all the decisions of that particular farm, AI, ML, and IoT will help you regarding automating all of your farm activities. Next is precision agriculture. I hope there is a long session on the precision agriculture, but what I will share with you when one slide, what is precision agriculture, what is the concept of precision agriculture. So it actually revolves around the 5R principle of precision technology. First one is the right input. So we must provide right input at right amount, at a right place, in a right time, at a right manner. So if we follow all these 5R principle, so that will be called precision agriculture. So in the right side, if you see that there is one field, it is denominated as a field. So previously what we did, we provide the blanket application of all the inputs like waters, like fertilizers, like nutrition or pesticides. And in the precision agriculture, what happens? We divide the whole field into different management zones. Likewise here we can see that A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. So there is a 9 management zone. I have divided that particular field, and I have seen a disease, there is some kind of disease appearance in that particular B zone. So we will apply the disease control mechanism in that particular B zone, not on the A, C, E or other zones. If we see a less nutrition in the B zone, we will provide the nutrition into the D zone. If we'll see that there is a weed appearance in H, so we'll take actions regarding that particular zone. So all the applications are not static or not blanket. So it is a variable rate technology that determines the precision agriculture, where we put all the resource into a variable rate, not a blanket application has been done. So this is all about precision agriculture. There are core concepts, there are other very dependent concept, but this is a brief idea, a brief concept of precision agriculture. I hope as you joined the PAIP cohort, you will be getting more insights into the precision agriculture in your next lectures, or you have already gained from the last speaker. So this is precision agriculture all about. My presentation will touch all the new technologies in a layman's language so that everyone here can understand it. Okay. So next, there is one IoT device or IoT agri-tech company in India that is called Fasal. They developed one IoT devices for the farmer, and it has been mainly now it is mainly popular around the orchard grower, but it is slowly trying to reach all the small holder farmers as well. So what is have it is having 12 different type of sensors. There are three soil sensors. There is one main motherboard. There is a lux sensor. What it will determine how much sunshine your crop is getting, and based on that particular sunshine, what will it will analyze the growing degree days of that particular field, and it will provide the data to a server, and the server will automatically translate all the data into some regional language based recommendation. So you should now irrigate, should now harvest. So likewise, this informed decision making is helping Indian farmers to grow more uh, good kind of crops and fruits. And it is also having the leaf wetness sensor. It is also the parts are run by solar panels, so it doesn't require any other external power. So which is there is a lack of power source in that particular field region. So it have also some weather forecasting devices in it. So based on of all the data it received, it generates some decision for the particular farmer in their regional language, so that they can translate it into some actions. So it will lead to better prosperity to the farmers. Similarly, I am hoping this kind of technology will be also be developed in Nigeria or in African countries, or there is still some agri-tech companies they have been working towards it, and this will help much more easier for the smallholder farmer for getting a data-driven decision. Next is Plantix, the AI doctor of plants. What it does, it is AI and machine, artificial intelligence and machine learning based system. What it will analyze by simply clicking one picture of damaged plant part, it will give you the what kind of disease or what kind of injuries are there. Is there any kind of nutritional deficiency for that particular kind of appearance is there? And as it is launched in 2017, and it is now having a 10 different language, and it covers the major crops. And mm, what is more important, that it is having around 10.5 million photos in their database. And as I said earlier, a artificial intelligence system is more intelligent when it is having more data. So when it is having a 10.5 million photo in their database, so it can predict with the accuracy of 99%. So it is a revolutionary change in how advisory should be, how disease identification should be, because every time the poor farmer or the smallholder farmer doesn't have the access to any particular kind of agriculture expert, or each time that they are getting, and when they go to the input dealers, uh, they don't actually give particular solutions. Instead, they give what they give, they provide one insecticide, one fungicide, one growth regulator, plant growth regulator. So it is, they don't understand what actually there, but they give all the medicines. So it is a cost burden for the smallholder farm. But if they previously know that what kind of damage is there, and then they go to the particular input dealer that based on recommendation, this particular type of pesticides or insecticide is there needed, so he will purchase only that particular kind insecticide or pesticide. So it will reduce the cost burden to the small farm, and it also other features like weather forecasting, real-time monitoring. There is a crop guide for each crops when one is growing. There is a community-based interaction. So if even there is no solution is provided by the app, they can post it for the expert advice. And when they scan that particular damaged plant part, there is a recommendation of the agrochemicals that is required for the particular disease treatment, or not only that agrochemical in their composition name, but also the name, and where nearby, in which place they will get the agrochemical. All this advisory bundle in one app, that is Plants, the AI doctor of plants. Now, what I have been searching, there is a tremendous potential and growth for the African agri-tech sector. So there is some major tractor, major agri-techs. What I found, that is Hello Tractor Nigeria, that is IoT-based tractor booking app, which reached 500,000 farmers, and with a 3,000 more than having a body of 3,000 tractors. And it, because why it is needed, because there is a less number of farm mechanization, because the small farmers can't afford to purchase one tractor for their activity. But when there is pay as you go model, means when you can hire, and you can hire hassle freely, so there is always a scope for improvement in terms of mechanization. So Hello Tractor is doing this. There is a Genvas that is having soil sensors, AI plus mobile advisory. There is Robotics that is doing drone and satellite crop analytics. Twiga Foods, it is having digital supply chain for food. eLimu, that is agri e-learning mobile platform. Pharma Lime is a voice and SMS based agri advisory. And there is Agri Predict. There is Agri Predict. It is also AI based prediction app. Then there is a Trotro tractor, also tractor on demand digital model. iProcure, that is a B2B agro input supply platform. Farms, that is supply chain plus market linkage. It is often much more complex to link the smallholder farmer the market. It is a serious challenges in the developing country, because here the most produce gets wasted. So if M farms or other platforms in India also are emphasizing on that particular supply chain efficiency by linking the market with the farmers. And then there is a AG Unity, that is blockchain for farmer record, that have been doing. There is a RIF, there is AI powered palm oil supply chain. Then there is Agri. So it is a crowd-led agri finance farm. So here you can see that African agri-techs are also growing day by day, and this kind of platform like PAIP, what you are attending, is a great example of now capacity building. Because until unless you get to know what kind of development activities in your region or in other internationally is going on, it is very often you have difficulty to get the ideas. So you through this cohort, I think you will build some skills in this particular sector. It is a very potential some sector. According to McKinsey report, it is also expected to grow at a rapid pace in the agri-tech sector. India's agri-tech sectors are flourishing very spuriously. Also, I am expecting with the right kind of policy, African agriculture agri-tech scenarios are also going to be changed. Now, if we come to geoinformatics and remote sensing, what will be the concept in layman's language? I just want you to understand. So there are three different tier from where the remote sensing data can be achieved. If we see that there is satellite, and where we can have the remote sensing. Then there is a drone, unmanned aerial vehicles, balloons. They are at that particular level where we can get data, and at the field level there is IoT device or sensors where we can sense the data. So what is the concept of remote sensing? Instead of touching any object, if we sense the object from a distance, we have the idea of what is going on without touching, then it is called remote sensing. There are two types of remote sensing. This is Earth, and if we just put a ray towards the Earth and capture it back into any capturing devices, that is called active remote sensing, and it also gives us some different kind of bands like K, K, KU, X, C, S, L. So there is a different type of bands we can get, and there is a passive remote sensing where we capture back the sun's ray into that particular capturing devices. This is called passive remote sensing, and also we can generate the ultraviolet, BIS, near infrared, MIR, TIR. These different kind of bands we are getting, and when we combine all this, we can generate NDVI, we can generate LSWI, different type of metrics we can generate, which tells us about the real life ground condition of that particular crops, say it for crops, for mining industry, for mines, all the we want to understand the terrain. We can also have the idea by through remote sensing technology. It is having a lot more potential, and it is not yet fully explored right now. So exploration is currently going on. What kind of activities we do through remote sensing? So it is a very good scope for each of the participants or attendees. If you want to have some hands-on idea, the remote sensing is one of the most sought skills right now in the world with the remote sensing expert. Okay, now uh, I will like to share one case study of how this remote sensing can actually lead us to a great scheme. So in India there is a state called West Bengal, which is my home state. So here there is a crop insurance scheme is going on. Crop insurance is basically when there is a any kind of calamity, natural calamity is there, when there is less yield due to different factors like drought, floods, or other any other risks are associated. If the farmers are facing any kind of damage, then the government or and compensate accordingly to the percentage of the damage they have received. But there is one major problem because it is a huge land area, 70 lakh of farmers or 0.7 million of farmer are actually involved in that particular scheme. But how to assess damage? Because if we include the manpower, there is a that is becoming not objective. So there is always a chance of biasness. So the government of West Bengal moved toward a facility that the damage assessment will be based on the remote sensing, and based on this particular remote sensing they achieved data of NDVI, that is normalized difference in vegetation index. So normalized difference in vegetation index actually it denotes the amount of chlorophyll that one particular plant part is having. So in the NDVI, more the NDVI, the more green is crop or more healthier the crop is. Then there is LSWI, that is land surface water index, where if there is any kind of flood events or any kind of droughts, so what will be the water amount or moisture amount in that particular land surface? We can get a behold of the data by analyzing the LSWI. Then there is a backscatter ratio. So whether the crop is growing from the after sowing to till harvesting, structure of the crops can be monitored through the backscatter ratio. Then is FAPR. That is fraction of absorbed photosynthetically active radiation. So this FAPR is what it denotes the crop canopy biomass of that particular crop. So the crop canopy biomass is FAPR, and there is a weather data. So when we combine all the data, NDVI, LSWI, BSR, FAPR, and weather data, and make it as an index, it is called crop health factor, and it is not only measured from the satellite but real world in ground. There is also provision of ground truthing, means relating the pictures or damages with the pictures, ground level pictures, and then it is generated the crop health factor. And when this crop health factor actually deteriorates from its last 5 years, then there is a provision of claim, or the provision of damage that have been actually given particular farmer, just to make sure that it all remains objective. So it is a if I put into perspective, it is nearly 100 million irritated project, and it covers around 0.7 million farmers in that particular states, and remote sensing helps to generate that particular detailed level of farm analysis for the scheme. Now, what I said, if we just look into it, so what I said, that there is a different kind of insurance unit that is called Gram Panchayat or GPs, a very small level of unit that may consist some one or five villages. So for each villages there are different units, and for each villages the crop health factor is calculated. So just imagine, as I said, it also need to be compared with the 5 years back data. So how there is around 3,000 insurance unit or gram panchayat in that particular states. So how much data it is required to analyze this, and that too not only for that particular year but for the previous years also. So for 3,000 um, gram panchayat, there are five different bands of data, that is NDVI, LSWI, backscatter, and that is for all 5 years. So this is a huge amount of data. It need to be analyzed. So here comes into the picture that is called big data. And what I have mentioned, the data analytics or big data analytics are there. So if I just put into a simpler perspective, what is data? If we go through that, when there is a some set of data, but when it is called a big data, there is a characteristics of 5D. The first one is volume. So huge amount of data is needed. There is called variety. Different formats of data from various sources are needed. Then there is a value. Each of the data must contain some value. Then there is a velocity, means at which speed we are getting the data. If you just consider that one CCTV camera is capturing every seconds of your sense or every seconds of the data, so it is having a high velocity for the data accumulation. So similarly, for the big data, the velocity must be high, and the veracity is the authenticity of that particular data. So when we combine all the 5D, it comes to a big data, and the big data analytics is very much needed, because yeah, at 21st century, it is often called the data is the new oil. So when we convert the data into actionable insights, it is called data analytics, and it is having also tremendous potential in terms of entrepreneurship, in terms of peer respect. So if anyone wants to be a data analytics, there is a very high demand for this big data analytics or the data analyst or data scientist. Now next is blockchain. So I just give you one example, that suppose all of you must know that Indian mangoes are very famous worldwide. So suppose in Nigeria, one person is having sip on a packaged mango drinking, and that mango drink are actually made in, suppose, in UK, and that it has been transported to that particular Nigeria, and the mangoes from India have been shipped from the Indian very and rural area to that particular UK. Then it is been processed, then it is packed and transferred to the Nigeria people. So you can imagine how many stakeholders are involved in that particular process. So there is a farm level farmer, then there aggregator, then there is the exporter, then the exported producers must be insured, must comply all the rules and regulations under suppose NPOP or EU guide. Then it must be going to process. Then the processor having some kind of documentation regarding processing, and then it again sent to another country. So there is a multiple stakeholders are involved in that particular process. So when there is a multiple stakeholders, there is a chance of efficient supply chain, because when there must be lots and lots of documentation for that particular purpose. But when we blockchain is a technology which is a digital ledger where that records the each transaction, okay, and it cannot be omitted, and it is a very secure and transparent network. So the produce from the Indian field is going to exporter, it has been mentioned in that particular blockchain. Then from that blockchain, from that aggregator, then it has been insured. It is also been incorporated in that chain. It also follows all the regulations of export. It is also mentioned in the chain. Then it is shipped to the shipping company. Then to the processor. Then again, so this kind of things are going to build up, and in finally, when a consumer is having an organic mango juice from India, so when he is scanning one particular QR code, he can, or he or she can see all the journey of that particular mango from all the way to India to UK to Nigeria. So this kind of network, the blockchain is having the potential to uh, include all the multiple stakeholders, and it will ensure there is a no documentation delay. There is system which is much more required in the context of food security, in the context of clean food, in the context of organic foods. If I just say that from the plow to plate journey, blockchain is a very much potential in terms of strengthening the supply chain. Okay. Now we heard of different times we heard of integrated pest management, integrated nutrient management, integrated water management, integrated farm. So AI is having the capability to combine it all the IPM, INM, IWM, and integrated farm. And this is the current world agri-tech landscape. There are several different other agri-tech platforms or big corporate giants which are making the agriculture technology much more accessible, and it is not the world is moving toward making the agriculture more commercialized than ever before, and it is having actually having is actually seeking lot more attention from the small and marginal farmer or from the agriculture professional to transfer all that knowledge regarding the digital agriculture to the farm level. So this is the current Indian world agri-tech scenario, and whatever I have shared till now, some of you might be having confusion or some of having doubt about this technology, how this technology can be accessible to the smallholder farmer. So there is a IoT, I am saying there, precision agriculture, self-steered vehicle. Could really a small and marginal farmer afford all this technology? So their policy forward, way forward, how to make all this technology accessible to the small farmer, marginal farmer. Just like so, government of particular nation or policymakers must create some policy that will boost the research and development of these all agriculture 4.0 technologies like blockchain, IoT, artificial intelligence, and it also need to incentivize the agri-tech players and the farmers across large and medium, small farmer and marginal farmer in order to make the technology more accessible. And there is must be needed extension activities or knowledge sharing activities of this particular say digital agriculture. It might be through public extension or private players. So agri players are acting as a private extension players, and there is a layer you can see here that agripreneurs are there. Just previously, the large and medium farmer, small farmer, and marginal farmer. So there must be a set of agripreneurs. What they will do? So suppose if a farmer with 1 acre of land or less than 0.2 hectares of land, so they can't afford a drone, right? For the all round activities of their particular. But for a particular village, the micro enterprise model of a rural entrepreneur, they can purchase it. They can become a certified drone pilot. They know what kind of disease appearance are there, what kind of pesticide or insecticide it is required to mitigate all the risk. So then the agripreneur will provide the service to the small and marginal farmer. In this way, the technology can be much more accessible to the small and marginal farmer. So whoever is here for entrepreneurial activity, for small scale entrepreneurial setup, you can think about this how the you will, as you are having the understanding of this technology, how will you put the technologies to work for you, and you will provide the service to the rural farmers. So this is a model. And also in Indian context there is a model of cooperative, FPC and FIG. What does it mean? So where hundreds or five hundreds of farmers came into one group, and what they create, when a drones or any other technologies farmer, they divide all the cost into the 500 say or 100 farmers. And it will do that the overall the less cost amount, also there is an entitlement for the ownership of that particular product is also there. So this kind of institutional innovations are there coming up, which are helping the marginal farmer to access this technology. And there is a huge role of government. Just I have shared that the remote sensing based crop insurance scheme. So farmers are getting what they are getting. They are getting the insurance service when they are having damage. They are getting the claims. So, but they don't know what are the technologies are behind all this assessing all this damage. But government is paying for that particular technology where a small farmers need not to pay, but government is paying on behalf of them to provide service. So in this, if we just consider in this way that government or agencies or any agri-tech companies are bearing the cost while the smallholder farmers are actually reaping the benefits, then it will be much more feasible to understand how this agri-tech industry will be going to penetrate into the every nooks and corners of the world. So this is the way forward. So what we need right now, this is not a time that we are a soil scientist, we are a agriculture extension specialist, we are some kind of drone specialist. We need a solid collaboration between research, between industry, between the entrepreneur and the farmers. there is a need for multidisciplinary and multi-actor collaboration, and for each of them, for research there must be innovation. For the industry, there must be innovation. I say that collaboration is the future and innovation is the key. Now, I do have one question, that who is the largest farmland owner of USA? Some of you might have guessed rightly, but due to the lack of time, I'm just proceeding forward. It's the Bill Gates. So according to sources, he is having a 1,42,000 acres of land. So Bill Gates, he is he is associated with Microsoft, that is doing all the software related parts. So why he needs this much of land? Well, I think Bill Gates is a visionary man. So he is going, he understood that there will be a food scarcity in the coming years, and the smallholder farmers are not, or the family members of the farmers are moving to a tertiary sector and moving away from agriculture. But there is much more need for food production, clean food production, much more efficient food production. That's why he have already purchased this kind of land, and he ever will do the farming, how it will look like. Just take a look of how it will look like. So he will hire hundreds of researcher who they will analyze the pattern, and based on this weather pattern, the soil, they will suggest what type of crops it can be grown there. And all the fields are being covered through sensors, like nutrition sensors, like what soil moisture sensors. There is a, if there is any kind of pest and disease occurrence, it will it can be generated previously before even appearing. And this technology will build connected with one main system, and it will generate the decision what kind of activity needs and at what zone. So it will, based on the data driven decision, remote steered vehicle will go there, or the drones will go there for spraying. And also there, if he is planning to have some livestock, that it will be covered with the smart monitoring belt. And for this, the every system of their food production will be a highly driven, data driven, precision based technology will be there. And just think about this 1,42,000 acres of land, and with this kind of efficiency, this kind of investment, how much food production he can do, and it will disrupt the entire food system of the world. So agriculture 4.0 is the future, although it is not a right time to just move forward all the technologies at once, but a gradual shift from the traditional agriculture to the smart agriculture or digital agriculture is the need of the hour. So it is the now the career and entrepreneurial roadmap what I have told you. What are the upskilling platform right now is there if you want to learn the AI and the AI in agriculture, or particularly any kind of digital agriculture technologies. That is one is PAIP cohort. It is a long series, and it is upskilling the African. And I'm very much proud and I'm very much delighted to present before you in this particular cohort. Then there is Udemy, Coursera, Google Open Learning. There is ITC.io. There is Food Agriculture Organization Open Learning Platform. Growth School, and this is IIRS ISRO. It is offering several online courses as well. It is an Indian Space Research Organization, and it is offering different courses on the remote sensing. If one wants to learn They can learn from the IIRS, ISRO, or they can go forward, explore the opportunities there. Then there is a second the page. There is a what are the career opportunities are there.
Looks like you're muted. Then you're muted. You're muted.
Yes, he is. I think we can't hear him again. His
Yeah,
mic is
yeah.
not on.
You can
Well,
speak.
Your mic is not on. You're muted.
You can speak now. As you can see, his mic is on. Can you speak
trial.
now? Hello.
Hello, am I
Yes,
audible right
you
now?
can. Yeah, yeah, you're audible now. So
Okay,
I guess you're wrapping up already, so that we can have questions. Yeah.
this is the last slide. Okay,
Okay. Yeah, because so that we can have questions and wrap it up. Thank you so much. We've been enjoying it.
okay. So there
Yeah.
are different kind of entrepreneurial aspects out there, and this is the job platforms like LinkedIn, Naukri.com, Indeed, Glassdoor, and this is my LinkedIn. So if you wish to connect with me, you just scan the QR code. We'll be connecting. If you are having any question in the near future, we can discuss over there also. So with all these technologies and all this, I what I have shared with you, so I like to conclude all this thing with a quotation of a famous Nobel laureate person in India, that is Rabindranath Tagore. So what he said, that everything comes to us that belongs to us if we create the capacity to receive it. So it's not about the technology, it's not about the what kind of activities are going worldwide, but as a agriculture professional, or as a student, or as a faculty, we must have the capacity, or we must create the capacity to receive all the technologies and disseminate it to the target audiences. With this note, I would like to conclude and thank you, Femi, and the Precision Field Academy for providing me this opportunity to deliver the session. And now the forum is open for any kind of discussion. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's really a great pleasure to have you here. This is a profound class. You really did justice to this topic, and I enjoyed it all through. And also the fact that you use more of motion images, yeah, to complement and explain your teaching, yeah, to actually drive your point home. That's very, very uh, good. So I want to check through. We have a lot of questions here, different questions, and we have a lot of positive feedback from our participants. They really enjoyed your section, excellent delivery. So we'll quickly take some questions before we. So this person is asking this question: how realistic is it to integrate machine learning in real time for pest detection or irrigation optimization on a smallholder farm?
Uh, I would like to answer this question of Toba Salami. How realistic is it to integrate machine learning in real time for pest detection or irrigation optimization on a small holder farm? I must say, if the technology part or the cost part is borne by any other agri-tech platform or any other agency, then it is very much realistic to have some data driven decision. But if a farmer need to bear the cost of having the machine learning system or IoT system, I will not recommend it at the very soon, because it is much more, it is having some cost burden to the farmer. So I hope my answer satisfies you. Any other questions? Yes, that's how can smallholder farmers in rural areas effectively adopt digital agriculture technologies? So we are currently discussing, and the world is moving forward very at a very rapid pace. What my experience suggests, previously farmers don't even know how to operate a mobile, but now in Indian context there is a 80% penetration in the rural areas, and very soon it will be happening worldwide phenomenon that companies or telecom organizations are putting forward, coming forward to make the internet much more accessible to the rural areas. So the limited internet access will be still be the challenge, but my most challenging will be the digital literacy or lack of technical knowledge. That's why we must have the discussion around the world. And this as you have joined here and you gain some kind of idea now, this is a very complex idea. You need to digest it well, and also make some plan how you will going to make sure that farmers understand this technology. And this technology, if you going to teach them how the technology works, it's not feasible. But if you going to teach what are the use cases, like I said plantics, there is nothing to know about how this AI ML technology is helping them. But if they know that for after scanning one damaged leaf they are getting some advisory, it is much more convenient for them. So instead of the technology, we must share the use cases. And my suggestion to all the participants, if you are going for the entrepreneurial journey after these courses, please, whatever you are making, please make it into the regional language. Please get understand the pulse of the farmer from the field level. Then only you can deliver your suggestion or your advisory. Thank you. Next, anyone? There is a major resistance between people and AI. Somehow, a distrust of the system. How can we adopt this? Okay, people and AI. So it is often being considered that AI is going to replace some kind of peoples, and as soon as technologies are there, there is also the replacement is very coming soon. Although it is true, but I think whether it's not the AI that will replace you, but it's the person who knows AI will replace you. It's not the AI will replace you, but the person who knows AI will replace you. Because the nowadays it is inevitable that for bringing much more productivity you need to use the technology. When we used to have Google searches for our information need, now all the Google searches are combined into a single pager through any kind of large language models. So it's although there is have been some ethical issues, but we must use the AI ethically to generate some fruitful discussion or fruitful activities, or that will uh, progress towards the mankind, I think. So recently, what I have seen, the question that it is going to change the especially our educational system. There is a much more need of curriculum modification right now. because AI is changing very rapidly. If you just go back forward 1 year, there is not much of AI is there, but right now AI is taking over all the places like video creation, even video creation too. So in order to make our younger generation or our students much more aware about the AI technologies or the technologies coming, we must modify the curriculum. And the R&D part of advanced agriculture, I think we must create from traditional training to crop production, we must shift now to the with focus of AI in agriculture and the digital agriculture part for their capacity building more.
All right, thank you. One after this, we are going to take one more question, and we're going to continue. So gradually, this is much mention.
So specifically, if we need to for the extension workers, what role they need to play? Hello, Joseph. Is, is this the last question?
This after this, we
Okay.
take one more question and we close.
Okay, so what major roles extension worker needs to play? I think in the roadmap I have already discussed about the what are the different roles of governments, what are the different roles of researcher, and if you are asking about the extension professional, I think from the core of their knowledge, they must understand what fast digital agriculture is, because it is a very complex idea right now and it is updating day by day. So they must update their knowledge first, then they go forward the farmer for teaching the use cases, not the technology. So that will be my take about this extension workers role. Next. In what ways possible? So there is a genome modification right now. There is technology called CRISPR-Cas9 that is clustered regularly interspaced specific palindromic report. So this is a technology which we can alter now the genetic modifications, but there is a much more resistance from the government side to having GM modified crops in terms of organic agriculture, sustainable agriculture. GM modified crops are also forbidden, but there will be a time coming when there is much more food scarcity than ever before. So we need to rely on some kind of genome modifications right now using this CRISPR-Cas9 technology. And rather, if we want to grow for the sustainable agriculture part, we must also need to ensure that it is going to be sustainable. Next. Is there any question, Joseph?
Yeah, there are questions. There are questions. I'm just trying to see the ones that we can pick because there are a lot of questions, but
Yeah, I would say that we need to wrap up now because we do we have more questions, but other questions can come in later. I think Joseph, we can go on with
yes, 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 yes. All right,
Dr.
all right.
Hussein. I want to appreciate you before Joseph takes over. Uh, wonderful, wonderful, and enlightening presentation, showing your deep expertise and knowledge, across agricultural technology development and how we as professionals can be able to harness them for a betterment and also for sustainable agriculture. Wonderful. I would love to have you again more and more. Yeah, indeed, you are a master trainer. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your kind words. I hope in future we'll be also collaborating. We need to share the knowledge of Indian perspective, as well as we need to take from the experience of the PIP cohort. And I would also love to hear your participants' voice someday. Thank you everyone for listening patiently. I would like to thank you, and as it is a night in here in India, I wish to have a good night, and thank you all.
All right. Thank you so much, Doctor, and have a great day, sir. All right. So it's time for this. Okay. So this is still week one. So we are wrapping up week one already. So this is just to show you that we have lineup of global professionals and speakers around the world in different sector relating to agriculture, from drone, from GIS, robotics, machine learning, and the likes. So you are really going to. This is a well packaged program, and we carefully select uh, facilitators and speakers around the world to be able to dish out the very best for you. So this is just week one, and we are progressing gradually. So before we go, I also still want to remind you about the week one courses that we have. This is the UK CA Fly ID. When you're done with your exam, they are going to give you something like this. It's going to be factual certificate. So you have this. This can actually still be printed, maybe in the form of ID card size, or can be printed in A4 size. But the most important thing is to have the knowledge, so you understand your do's and don'ts, your limitations, where your privileges or opportunity that you can explore lies, so that you don't get yourself executed. So it's quite important that you. And secondly, we have the trust. So this is from Federal Aviation Administration in the US, United States of America. So this is trust certification. The boats look alike, but it's still different. So when you pass through the true training, you'll be able to experience and gain massive knowledge for it. So this is really good for your personal knowledge. And also it's quite important that if you want to transit to the second stage of our program, which is the on-site, all of these things are very, very important. You need to pass this certification. You present them when they are being requested. And also attendance, the attendance link will be shared to the group, so you can fill it. Then what you learn from this section as well, this section that you need to put it, so just have a brief understanding of what you've gained through the course of this master classes we've had. And yes, so ensure to fill the attendance form. It's quite important. So every other information will be communicated to everyone via email and the WhatsApp group. So those that have joined the WhatsApp group, you receive information from there. And if you are on this call, you are not on the WhatsApp group, if you've registered, kindly check your mail if you receive any information from our team, so you'll be able to get the link to join the WhatsApp community or the WhatsApp group where we share the information to. So, and also for feedbacks, if you have feedbacks, please drop your feedback on our email pip@precisionfieldacademy.com. So it's really great to have you here, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. It's really an insightful section, and we're grateful we're able to achieve this. So see you next time. So we'll be ending the stream now. So, right. Thank you very much for joining. Bye.